The path to success. Are you on it? Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa, and I am a marketing strategist at Move to CEO, and I have Kai all day. Hey, Kai, are we live over in Women Helping Women too?
Trying to see if we are. I don't see it at the moment.
All
But
right. Well, we might
all
have to
good.
do a little troubleshooting to make sure that we're live over there. But
Oh, we are.
yay. Okay.
Yay.
Beautiful. Well, hello, lovely ladies. It's been a long time since we've been in Women Helping Women Live. So we're back. But we are Moved to CEO. This is Kai all day. She's a business coach, and I'm Tessa. Again, I'm a marketing strategist, and we want to just chat with you about that path to success. That I'm sure you guys can tell me in the chat. That are you on a path to success? Tell us in the chat if you think yes or no, and you might be surprised at what we're going to show you. It makes sense to me, and I feel this honestly in my business at times. But Kai, can you tell a little about what we're talking about today?
Yeah. So, this is something that I see a lot. I do business coaching and strategy, and that's something we also see in our business that we have for Move to CEO. And what we see is people come to us and they have this idea of what they want to get done, right? Like, hey, I know that this is something I need to do in my business right now. Can you help me with it? Awesome. Yes. Okay, let's sit down. Let's do it. And then you see, okay, wait, you don't have like a ton of things done yet. And so, and then, when the conversation progresses, you start to, and most of you can probably identify with this. If you can, raise your hand, show us some love, because really what it is all of us get to this point where we just feel like all we're doing is working. Like we are, when they talk about the grind, like it feels like a grind.
Yes.
And it really shouldn't. But the problem is that when you build a business, you are an expert at what you do. You're not necessarily an expert at building the business. And somehow we've gotten it confused. And so I want to just give you guys permission right now, first of all, to forgive yourselves, because you're not supposed to know it all. So there's some grace there. Okay. And it's okay. And so we are here to help you kind of untangle that and really understand what's going on.
Really, literally, we're going to show you why it's all tangled up and why it feels like business is so hard at times, or you just have there's overwhelm, there's endless task lists. You just feel like buried by the business. That's what a lot of people go through. So don't feel like it's only you. And I would say every entrepreneur goes through it anyway. Awesome. Well, Kai's going to actually animate this for us. It's going to be super fun.
So I can't see you, so you'll need to let me know if I'm currently on the screen.
You're fine. You are on the screen now.
Okay. So basically, if you guys can probably relate, this is really, we have this great idea. It's amazing. We're going to run forward. And then all of a sudden, this is really what it feels like.
Well, I think you're it definitely feels like you're just going around and bouncing from one need to the next in your business, right?
And then here you are, right in the middle, like, what the heck? This is not what I signed up for. It was so much easier when I was working a job. But here is why it feels that way, okay? So this is really, when we say that there's a path to success, I was in a workshop this past week with this amazing mentor, and I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. And he was so awesome. But something that he said to me, which I've known for a long time, but it just hit me different this time, was he said that path has an order, or success has an order. And really for us, what that means is, success, there is a path to success. And what do we mean by that? Is oftentimes, here's the path to success. Okay. You guys can all see it right now.
Yes. It looks so organized.
It looks so organized. But here's really how we often do it, because we don't know what it is to run the business. So we're really just trying to do what we're seeing right on influencers, from coaches, and they're all well-meaning. But, it's kind of taking pieces of a puzzle. So I have this piece right here. I have this piece right here. I have this piece right here. I have this piece, but they're not all the same time. Like they're all different.
Like your business. So we all start, usually everyone starts with, I need a logo and colors, or I need a logo. And then they
Yeah.
say, oh, wait, I also need colors.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's somewhere in this process, then they'll be like, oh, I need to figure out my audience. Right.
Yeah.
Or I
So it
need a
looks a lot
lead.
like this. You start here and then you go over here. And then from there you
Oh, I need
go.
an email sequence. I
Oh
need
yeah.
this.
So it's like this to this to this to this to this to this to that. Oh wait, I didn't
Right.
do this. Oh, I'm right
Yep.
here, but you know what? I never did this piece, so let me do this piece, and then oh shoot, that means I need this piece, and I probably need this piece, but crap, I need this piece again. So
Yeah,
this
and
is
you get
really
busy. So
why.
here's the thing, a lot of times people are like, they get busy. There's that influx of leads. So they're like, oh, now I need to nurture them. I need to go over here. So they get
Yeah,
stuck over in the nurture. But really, they haven't figured out their lead generation fully, or they have their lead generation working and they're not following up and converting anybody, right? And then the
yeah,
whole business growth is stunned. Like you
yep,
cannot grow. You're in this complete ball of yarn, which she showed on the previous screen, because
yeah.
you're stuck. You can't get out of it.
100%. And let me just share one more thing. So you see how there's this foundation and then there's like these kind of 3 boxes and you see them everywhere, right? Now,
Mhm.
typically there are 3 to 4 of these. And what this means is like, if I were to number it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I kept doing this, right? What that means is that like in your first round of business, you're going to start with this piece of your foundation, and then you're going to go and you're going to do this one right here. Why? Because when I'm at this stage, what
At the
somebody is
beginning
teaching me
stage,
right here doesn't work for me over here, because
it's
this
too
might
much.
take. Exactly. It's too much. There's way too much investment. There's stuff that I need to know that I just don't know yet because I'm still learning. So then, you're supposed to do this and then this and then this, and then you start again because now you have more information, and you aren't really starting again. You are just building that next layer so that you're over here and then you go here and then you go here. And then you go until you're finally at the scaling
Right.
stage, right? And then
Exactly.
that is
And
really what it's supposed to look like. But we do I'm going to go to 1 here, I'm going to go to 3 here, I'm going to do, because that's what people are telling us. And we just don't. And they, like I said, it's not that they are trying to lead us astray. It's that they are teaching somebody who is at a specific point in their business. And that may not be where you are because you haven't actually built that first layer yet.
I think
And
this
so
is
they
super
feel like,
common.
yeah,
And
very
they come
common.
in at the
Very,
level 3, they come in at a level 3 foundation, and that just, it confuses them. And
yeah,
when you're confused in your business, your audience is completely confused because you've gone and jumped all over the place and they cannot figure out what you really
yeah.
want, and it makes it harder for you to convert. So this can cause a lot of strain on your business. And when we so just so you
I'm going
know
to
a little
stop
bit.
sharing my screen
Yes,
just so
perfect,
you know.
perfect.
Okay.
Yes, I'll take that off. But just so you know, I'm a Move to CEO. That's what we figured out, is just that there's a path that you can do certain things first, and you can take away all the distractions. You don't have to jump around. You can just do one after the other and get the things done in your business, and they're consistent, and you're looking at the big picture, not just solving
Right.
one problem of a lead funnel. You're not just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a little thing, I need a lead magnet. Well, it's a bigger picture thing, and you have to have all these pieces figured out. But we do this all day, every day in our business, and we want to invite you all to come to a free business clinic. So we feel really called to actually offer it for free, and it shouldn't be, because this is so much good information that we work with people on. It shouldn't really, but we honestly want to give back and really help you. When you help you in your business, you're going to help the community. I love how Kai puts this. Can you tell a little bit about our mission?
I mean, for us, it's, I remember, and I don't share this story often, but I do remember a time when I was at the beginning of my business. And this also happened to me in my corporate career. So they're both hard. And I experienced the same thing. You just have to know what your purpose is in life. And so when I was in the beginning stages of my business, I remember that I could not afford groceries, and my daughter needed new shoes, and I couldn't afford either. And I remember my mother-in-law, she was so sweet. We came home one day and there were groceries sitting at our door along with the shoes that my kid needed. And, that meant so much to me. She didn't like sit me down and be like, you need to get your life together. And she didn't do any of that stuff. What she did was she encouraged me and she made a path forward for me. She gave me the hope that I needed in that season. And so for you guys, we feel like God has called us to help. And it's not that we're like, no Christians allowed. It's just that when we coach, we do pray. And when we pray, we do speak from the word of God. And so that is why this first round is specifically, we're calling, this is for the faith-based Christians, because we don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. If you're okay with that and you want to come and you're not going to get offended, like you've been warned, you're more than welcome. Okay. We just want you all to know that's exactly what's about to go down.
Yes.
But we just feel like God is calling us to help you women, because you are really the center of your communities. You're the center of your families. You are the support system, most likely in your household. And probably a lot of people come to you in so many different ways. And so when you are healthy, you can then grow out and you can give from the overflow. But first you got to figure that out. And so this is my version. This is, and this is 100% from God, which is why we do this for free, is because we know when you be obedient. Like, right, when God says to do something, you do it. You don't ask why. Hey, how am I going to, you just do it. And so this is us just doing it, showing up for you the way that my mother-in-law showed up for me and gave me those bag of groceries and the pair of shoes. This is us giving you some direction and clarity so you can understand what is the next step and get out of this stuck cycle. And then the last thing that I want to just go back, I think the link is already inside of the comments.
Yes, and I'll put it up on the screen too. MoveToCEO.com/free business clinic, and you can sign up. And there's I just am going to say what this looks like real quick. Is that okay, Kai? So this, we actually met in Mastermind, and it was it was so impactful on both of our businesses. So it's a little bit, this business clinic is a little bit like a mastermind style in that we have hot seats and people that are we're focusing and coaching directly to them because they're willing to be on center stage, if you will, and kind of bear all in a safe and, confidential area to get their problem solved, because it will also help people who are participants. Oddly enough, we have a lot more people who are participants and just want to engage and support and learn. And so you can be a hot seat, a participant, or you can be anonymous and you can just send a question in. We don't have to say your name at all. We can ask the questions. We used to have a segment called Dear Mo, because we were Momentum TV a long time ago. But we had this segment where people could just ask questions and we do it without them being on the screen at all. And so that is very similar. That's the anonymous version. So you can take whichever one, and you might get more comfortable as you join. But we are going to be doing free business clinics each month. So you can sign up and then
I don't know if we're doing each month. It depends on how many of you sign up. Our goal is to keep it intimate, right? So we're not going to be doing like hundreds of people in a room, unless the hundreds of people only want to support and there's like 2 hot seats. Then we might, right?
We might have that many.
If you're just coming for prayer, hey, we're all for it. Come pray, support one another. We're all down. But so it will depend. So you might get to the page and you're wondering like, when is the date? Well, the reason we haven't posted the date is because we want to see how many people we get, because we don't want to just put one date and then we have a ton of people show up to one. We want to have smaller rooms so that we can actually have these conversations and really solve the problem. Because the goal is not for you to come there and just watch. The goal is for you to come and learn, to figure out how to unstuck or unstick your business. That's the case, right? But here's what I wanted to say, just going back to we saw that picture that I drew. Of
yes.
Really,
do you need me to show it on the screen again?
No, it's okay. But the path to success, because people are going to be wondering like, okay, so there's a success path and there's 1, 2, 3. And, when you think of the 1, 2, 3, the boxes that were underneath, I just want you to remember, it's when you're watching people, you need to know where you are in your journey, and you need to know what your strategy is. What are you trying to do? What is your strength? What is your weakness? Because that feeds your strategy. But here's my point, is that when we're watching influencers or, people who are just well-meaning and helping out, like they're trying to give you advice, but sometimes they're giving you advice at the 3, and the 3 is the people who are, they're already making a certain amount of money. They already have an income of, at least 10K or whatever it is, right? But they are already consistent. And then you're over here in 1 or 2, and you're trying to do the 3 strategy, but you still need to be working on the 1 strategy. And that's often where we get messed up, is that we want to, you got to think of it like 1 is, your first 0 to 100K. The next one is until your first 250K a year, right? And then so forth. But you're trying to do a strategy for $1 million when you are still in the 1, right? You're still just trying to make the $2,000. You're still trying to make the 10,000. So you have to understand that is why it feels so hard. So it's not that you're doing the wrong thing. You're just not doing it at the right time.
Yes,
Okay?
I agree.
So
And
what there.
It might look like it's not working. It might look like you have nothing, no eyes, no conversions, or, you're not resonating. There's a lot of different ways that would look in your business if you're trying a strategy that's too big for you. But the easiest thing to do is come ask. So that's, again, what we do in these business clinics. It might be, how do I start? What's the first step we should be doing? How do I figure out my target audience? We call it a muse, which is who's inspired by you and you're inspired by them. It might be your messaging. It might be how to do social media faster. You can bring whatever question you want into the free business clinic. When you fill out the form, there's a space for what your challenge is at the moment. And I think that the big thing is just sign up. If you don't want to do it in that first session, you can watch one the first time. You don't have to have your hot seat. You'll feel more comfortable after a while. I think people get to know us, Kai, and it's so easy. They don't want to actually ever leave. We have a 7-month program, and the people don't want to leave. They're just like, can we just hang out with you after it's all done? I mean, we still do connection meetings with the group that came through for Move to CEO. But the big picture, there is no obligation. It is not a sales call. We're not going to ask you, to do anything on this. This is pure help. And we expect that from other people too. It's not sales. We don't want to, we're going to promote each other's businesses and we're going to network, but it's not about coming in and pitching just because we are very pitchless people. In fact, we just give away a whole bunch. That's just us. But if you haven't already, hit the bell to get notifications from us, because we are planning to go live at 10 a.m. on Thursdays. Now, it is a little dependent on this group that in Women Helping Women, but when it will be consistent to being a Thursday is our hope, because we have it dedicated to helping businesses grow. And then I think, Kai, just if you could tell people our taglines, but really what we're all about, what we hope to accomplish for other people, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I know we got to wrap it up. We're going to get kicked out soon. But
I know.
What we want to tell you is, our tagline is more money, less struggle. And, that can sound very like I'm just going for the money grab. But we really think that when you have more money, you can have more influence and you can be more generous. And we feel like that is where we should be. We should be that lamp on a hill. We should be the ones who are, you are the leader and you are seeing somebody in need, and you don't have to think twice about, do I have enough to help? It's, I got it. I got you. And that is really the culture that we want to create. And so we want to help you create that as well. So thank you guys so much for watching us today. Whether it was the replay or live, we appreciate it. And we would love to see you at the free business clinic.
Yeah. And if you are catching the replay, just hashtag replay so we know. And then we do look at the comments. If you do have any questions, you can also put them in the chats here. So we'll be keeping an eye out for those. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kai. And thank you all for being here and being with us. And we'll see you in a week. Thanks so much.
Yep. Bye.